Hello, Ben. Good morning. Okay. Good morning there. I think I cannot hear you. You're mute. Okay. So, how are you this morning? Okay. So, this morning we will talk about from the past. So, we will know, the history of, history of a book. Okay. But before that, teacher will show you or share you some vocabulary words before we will know about the history of a certain book. Okay, and the words are, excuse me. Okay, the words there are, the first word is papyrus. Okay, so that is papyrus. So it is a material prepared in the ancient Egypt from the peaty stem of water plant used in sheets throughout the ancient Mediterranean world for writing or painting on. So they use papyrus. That's the first one. Another word is reed. Okay, so when we talk about reed, it is a tall, slender-leaved plant of the grass family that grows in water or a marshy ground. So that is a reed. They're gonna grow in very, very marshy ground. That is a reed. Okay? Those words here can be found in the reading later. So that you will understand those words. Okay, do you have any question about the first and the second word? Yes, Ben, do you have any question about that? Okay, next word is rule. When you say rule, it is a cylinder formed by winding flexible material around a tube. You will rule it. That is a rule. Okay, another one. What's the next word? What's the fourth word there? That is? Okay, what's the fourth word, Ben? Okay, that is? What do you think is the fourth? What's the fourth word there? Okay, what's the fourth word?
I forget to open my mic.
Okay, what's the fourth word, the vocabulary there? I guess that's a little bit easy. Okay, what's that? Yeah, what's the fourth after rule? What's after rule? Since rule is a cylinder formed by winding flexible material around a tube, how about the fourth word? What's the fourth word? Okay, that is? Yeah, what's the fourth word? Okay, what's the fourth one? That is?
Is fold.
Oh, that's fold. So when you say fold, you will just fold like that. So when you have a book or notebook, then you can fold it like that. Okay, fold.
Okay.
That is fold. Another one, the next one is bark. Okay, during the ancient time, they used the bark of a tree, means the wood of a tree, for them to produce a paper to be used as a book. They use the wood. They use the wood of the tree, bark of the tree, so that they can make it a paper so they can write it. Another one is scroll. Okay. Okay. So when you say
Okay.
scroll, like it is also a type of paper. You will scroll it, you will make it roll, then you can just do like that easily. It's a part of paper also. It's a kind of paper that you will do so that you can be easily doing like that. That's a scroll. And parchment. Okay, what's the next word? That is parchment. Okay, can you read that word again? Parchment.
Parchment.
Okay, when you say a parchment, it is a type of stiff, translucent paper treated to resemble parchment. So you will just, it was just attached. It is a type of very stiff paper, stiff, translucent paper that treat to resemble the parchment. So it is also like a kind of paper that is very, very stiff. And the next one is binding. When you say binding, binding is, for example, these are the papers. The binding are this one here, the edge. This one is the binding. You will do something here so that it will be together and then you can use it as a book or notebook. This one is binding. Okay. And then the
Okay.
last word there is thread. When you say thread, this is the one used for binding. You can sew it. Some during their time, they will just sew that one because it's manual. So they're using thread. That is for binding and thread. Okay. So what are again those
Okay.
words? Okay. Can you read again those words there? What are those words?
Papyrus, reed, roll, develop, fold, bark, scroll, and parchment.
Binding. Okay, next is, okay, binding, then thread. Okay, so, okay, do you have any question about that? Question about those words. Okay, we will have also, okay, teacher will read the definition. Teacher will read the meaning of those words, and then you will be the one to identify what word is that. Okay, is that clear? I will read the meaning, I will describe it, and then you will be the one to identify what word is that. Is that okay? So I'll just
Okay.
ask 4 words. Okay, I'll give you at least 3 minutes to study that one. Okay? Okay, 3 minutes starts now. Okay, just tell me if you're ready, okay? You still have 2
Okay.
minutes. Okay, so ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this time I want you to, okay, for a while, I want you to tell me the word, okay? You will tell me the word. What will I describe? Teacher will describe it and you will tell me what word is that, okay? Oh, can you try to annotate if you can annotate there? Can you annotate? Okay, the number one. Number one is it is a material prepared in ancient Egypt from the pithy stem of a water plant. It is a material prepared in ancient Egypt from the pithy stem of the water plant used
Okay.
for sheets. Okay, what's that? That is okay, try to annotate there. Can you
Can
annotate?
say the word? Can say the word again, please?
Okay, so
Teacher,
yeah, you
can
can
you say
annotate.
the word again, please?
Okay, you can. Okay, it is a material prepared in ancient Egypt from the pithy stem of a water plant. Material prepared by the ancient Egypt. Oh, what do you call that one? Okay, you can annotate.
Hmm.
Okay. Material prepared in ancient Egypt from the pithy stem or of a water plant. Okay, what
Plan.
water plant?
Okay.
Okay, you have an idea already. Okay, what's that? That is okay, again, what's that?
It's papyrus.
Okay, papyrus. So how will you spell that word? Okay, how will you spell it?
To smell it. Mm,
Wait, watch. Okay, you have it already.
it's P I P I N Y R U S.
Okay, very good. That's papyrus. And next one. It is a tall, slender-leaved plant of the grass family that grows in water or a marshy ground. It is a tall, slender-leaved plant of the grass family which grows in water or on marshy ground. Okay, what do you call that? That is a tall, slender-leaved plant of the grass family that grows in water or on a marshy ground. What's that word? Okay, that is,
I think it's a roll.
it's a rose. That's your final answer?
Roll.
Okay, that is
Yes.
a reed. R-E-E-D. It is a tall,
Okay.
slender leaf. That is reed. Okay, another one. It is a type of stiff, translucent paper treated to resemble parchment. It is a type of
Okay.
stiff, translucent paper. Okay, that is stiff, very stiff. A type of stiff, translucent paper treated to resemble parchment. Okay, that is what word is that?
Teacher, can you say again?
Okay, so that is a type of very stiff, translucent paper.
It's
Treat-
parchment, teacher.
Okay, very
It's
good. That is
parchment.
parchment. And okay, that's one. And last word. It is a cylinder formed by winding flexible material around a tube. Cylinder formed by winding flexible material around a tube. Okay, what do you think is that? Cylinder formed by winding flexible material around a tube. That
Yes.
is? Okay, what is it?
Blinding.
Oh, that is a binding. The correct answer is roll. R-O-L-L, rule. Okay? Oh, so those are papyrus, reed, parchment, and rule. Okay, so there you are. I hope you can familiarize some of those words. This time we will go to reading and writing. Let's have reading about the history of the book. Okay, so this time I want you to read that story about the history of the book. Okay, and later on I'm gonna ask, we'll have some explanation. Okay, you may start. Okay, the first writing.
The, the first writing began with the Syrian about 5,500 years ago. It was done on rectangular clay blocks. Most of the time, this writing contains lists of material or words writing in Egyptian symbols was done on papyrus about 5,000 years ago. Papyrus was made from reeds uh, that grew in the water. These sheets of papyrus were rolled around wooden poles. Several scrolls of this type uh, made a book like the smaller rolls of papyrus were used. Several scrolls of this type made uh, a book. Later, smaller rolls of paper were used. They could be unword and studied.
Okay, studied. So that is the history of a book. So that the history is begun in, okay, Sumerians. Sumerians means it is a particular place there the history of the book was begun 5,500 years ago. And they said that it was done on a rectangular clay blocks. So it's very big the time the book. It's very big rectangular. It's made of clay. And most of the time, this writing contains list of materials or words. So there is a writings there, and it is an Egyptian symbol. And that is called
Okay.
a papyrus about 5,000 years ago. So it is made from reeds. Okay, you see the plant here, the plant below.
Yes.
Okay, that is the reeds that grow in water. This one is the reeds that grow in water. They're using that one to form a paper. They create that to form, they process it to form a paper so they can write there. And then they ruled the sheet. Rolled means you do like that. In a wooden folds and several scrolls of this type made a book. So that's why after they ruled, they made a book. Okay.
Okay.
So this one is a reeds. That is a kind of plant. And okay. So another one, the Greeks got their papyrus from, okay. The
Okay.
Greeks got
Got the papyrus from a port city called Byblos. They use rolls of papyrus, but they also developed the idea of folding papyrus leaves together and binding them with a kind of string or thread. They use the name of the port Byblos for these bound sheets of folded paper. The word Bible, meaning book, has be, has come to us through that city named people in northern India wrote on sheets of birch bark and collected written sheets in wooden box. The Chinese used bamboo tablets until about 2,100 years ago when they developed scrolls made of the byproducts of silk production. Some Middle Easterners wrote on animal skins. This later parchment was invented about 2,165 years ago. The sheets were folded to look somewhat like our modern books. The invention of the writing press changed books forever. No longer did books need to be written by hand. The fold sheets uh, attached right within a hardcover changed life for our readers.
okay, so that is the history. For a while, I'll want to annotate. Okay, I'll check if I can annotate. Okay, so during the time, the Greeks also got their papyrus from a port city. Can you see the picture there? That is called Bebelos. Bebelos, they used
Okay.
rolls of papyrus, but they also developed the idea of folding the papyrus leaves together and finding them with a kind of sting or thread. You know how they're gonna do it? They will first, you see the reed plant, they will cook this one. They will cook first the reed plant. They will put the reed plant in this one. You see this one? It's a big like this, wooden. They will put all the reed plant there. They will mix something liquid. After that, they will stir. After they stir, they will put it in a big rectangular there. They will put and let it be dry. And then if the time that it will be dry, it will be like this. And then they will present it under, they will show it under they will rinse it in the heat of the sun. Okay, so every time like this, it will be that they will show it in the heat of the sun until they will become a paper. If it will become already a paper, it's big, they will bind it. They will bind here. They will bind it here using a thread or string. Okay, that's how they make a book. And then since it's empty, they can already write anything there. So they can write different things that they will write, but they're using their symbol or Egyptian language. And that was 2,165 years ago. So it's a long process. So step one, this one, step two, after that, step three, step four, then step five, step six, seven, eight. Lastly, they can form a sheet of paper. Okay, there are a lot of steps how to process a paper or a book. Okay, then, do you have any question about that?
I think no.
Okay, you don't have questions. So this time, we have some exercise. Okay, let's try to
Yes.
answer this one. Okay, so which of these materials serve as a form of paper? It's a form of paper. Is it a papyrus, a birch bark, a parchment, or all of the above? Okay, which of these materials serve as a form of paper? Okay, what do you think that is?
That is I
Okay,
think it's rich rich bark.
birch bark, that's your answer is C. How is that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Materials serve as a form of paper. So using those materials, they can form a paper. So the correct answer is all of the above. The papyrus also is another form. Parchment also another form. Birch bark also is another form of paper. Okay, next one. It is from the context of the passage, what is scroll? Scroll. Okay, I guess we had it.
Wow.
Scroll. It is a desert.
Okay.
Is a kind of book rolled around a cylinder or a port or a printing press. Okay, it is a desert, a kind of book rolled around a cylinder, a port, or a printing press.
Close.
Okay,
It's
what
a
it is?
printing press.
Okay, it is a printing scroll. You will form it. Okay, is it a printing press? Let's see. That's your final answer? Final answer. Okay, the correct answer is a kind of book ruled. Okay, ruled around a cylinder. That is scroll. Okay. Another one, number 3. Which of these phrases best describes a modern book? Modern. Modern means our time. Because their book before is ancient. It's a lot of process. But for modern book, the book that we had, okay, is it a scroll, a bird bark, folded sheets attached within a durable cover, or a printing press? Okay, what do you think? A modern book. It means the book that we had this time. The book or the machine that we had this time, mostly. Okay, what do you call them? That is a... Okay, that is... Okay, what do you think, Ben?
Yes, it's for there's a photo sheet attached within a durable cover.
Okay, durable cover, durable. Okay, so let's see. So the correct answer is, okay, it is a folded sheets attached with a durable cover. That is our book nowadays. Okay, very good. That's right. And number 4. For number 4, from the context of the passage, what can you enter about all ancient books? What can you enter about ancient books? The old, because our books now are new, because it's modern. They're old books with very big and then a lot of process. What can you say or describe about that? Okay, they were all written on the papers, or they were expensive, or they were harder to use, or all of the above. Okay, what do you think is the best description of that ancient books?
Let me see. It's the of the book, I think.
Okay, that's all of the above. Okay, let's see. Okay, before they were harder to use. Okay, because you know it's so big, their book, their sheet, it's so big, rectangular form, then they have a lot of process compared this time that when you see a paper, it's very thin sheet of thin paper. So that's why before they were harder to use because it's so hard and thick. Okay, so this time from the context of the passage, you will tell me true or false based on the statement, okay? So number 1, papyrus was made from reeds or the plant reeds. Papyrus was made from reeds. Okay, what do you think, Ben? Papyrus was made from
Wait,
reeds.
let me think.
Okay.
Let me think. Uh, wait. Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so
I think number 1 is one is false.
okay, your answer is false. That is true. The papyrus was made from the plant, the reeds. You see the green plants a while ago, that is the reeds. Okay, the second one, China's developed the idea of folding and binding papyrus leaves together. Is it the Chinese who developed the idea of folding? The Chinese people is the one who developed the idea of folding and binding. Okay, what do you think? Are the Chinese people?
False.
Okay, so your answer is false. Okay, that's false because the Greek people, Greek, okay, the Egyptians. Another one, number 3, until about 1,200 years ago, the Chinese used bamboo tablets. 1,200 years ago, the Chinese used bamboo tablets. Okay, what do you think? They use bamboo tablets, the Chinese.
It's false.
All right, that is false. Okay, and lastly,
False.
okay, very good. 4 is some Middle Easterners wrote an animal skins. They wrote an animal skins. Okay. Some Middle Easterners wrote on animal skins. So that is okay. What do you think is number 4? The Middle Easterners wrote on animal skins. That is
It's true.
oh, that is true. Okay, very good. You got correct in number 2, 3, and 4. All right. So do you have any question about those things? Do you have any question about those things, about the story of a book?
Okay.
You don't have question? Okay, so I guess that will be
Maybe no.
okay, that will be all for this morning, and see you tomorrow. But by the way, I guess tomorrow we will have a quiz, a regular test. Okay? So we will have
Okay.
a regular test, and thank you so much, and bye-bye, Ben.